Hopefully this quick video helps other drivers who happen to have an H7 halogen bulb, looks like this, inside a projector housing. This is for a Mercedes E550 Coupe, also known as W207. Should help other similar era Mercedes, W212s, W203s. Mine is a 2010, but I believe they equipped them in the early 2000s to mid 2000s with halogen bulbs and projector housings. Most German cars use this type of retaining clip. This should be the same on Mercedes as well as I believe Volkswagen and BMW. The bulb sits in here like this. It's pressed into the housing and it's turned with these two retaining clips on the side, pushing the bulb and holding it in. Now I'm going to cut to the chase and tell you, if you're like me and you want to get something brighter and you've been messing around and you think LEDs are a good option, don't. At least not these Chinese ones. On recommendation of other users in the Mercedes forums and Facebook groups, I bought this BVINC bulb. Now the nice thing is LEDs has come a long way. They are a 1-for-1, meaning as you can see, this looks a lot like the original H7 halogen I pulled out. It was easy to put in. That's about where it stopped. These are brighter. I'm going to cut to the chase though. Don't even bother with these. Until they make LEDs that have a similar output to a bulb like this, it's 360. This is brighter. Yes, absolutely. But its usability was very poor. It had hot spots and shadows. And the coloration of this, it's very hard to find these LEDs in anything less than 6,000 Kelvins, which makes a bright white light, is not something that I enjoyed very much, to be honest. I liked the closer to 5,000 K that a bulb provides, and HIDs can also provide. By the way, these don't work in the Mercedes without decoders. They will flicker. So you have to take this decoder, you plug one end into your car's socket, this other end into the bulb. These do not seem to be very well made, to be frank. By the way, this BVINC, bought 4 of them because of the Mercedes that I have. You have 2 H7s in your low beams and 2 in your high beams. The high beams are reflector housings. I think LEDs are actually great in the reflector housings. I don't think BVINC is a great brand. I actually went with Oxido, which is one I've had in another different car. They're actually already in my highs. I love them. They're in the reflector housing. I'm going to keep them. They're great. The Oxidos were similarly priced. They're about $25 a bulb. I believe these were 20. Again, not very good. So what to do about the low beams? How do you get a beam that is good coloration, works well in a projector housing without shadows and hot spots, and casts far downstream? You're going to want HID. Okay, look these up. This happens to be in its protective housing right now, but you take this out. It's a bulb filament that looks a lot like this. It has that good light dispersion meant for projector housing. Now, as you can see, there's quite a bit more to this. It's also a bit more of an expensive bulb. 2 of these were $40. 2 of the Oxidos were $50. 2 of these are going to run you a good quality set. This happens to be a GTR Lighting set, which I believe is equivalent to a Mishimoto. I bought these on sale from Headlight Revolution. They're normally, I believe, for the ballasts. This is a 35 watt ballast plus the bulbs. This is a 5,000 Kelvin bulb, which is going to be a bit closer to that natural white light rather than the bright, kind of closer to bluish light that these are in the 6,000 to 6,500 Kelvin range. These cost about $300 for the set. I did get them on sale. I got this set about closer to $200. Headlight Revolution was great. Walked me through everything I need. The install looks a little more daunting. I assure you, it's not. This is going to plug into the bulb inside your car. You are going to have to adapt the retaining clip because this does not fit over this. Some bulbs, you could remove this and fit this inside this one. You can't. So you will have to take a pair of snippers and cut a small notch to get this retaining clip to go over this. You're also going to have to cut a hole in your dust cover to get this grommet through. About a 1-inch hole. And lastly, you'll need to find places to, you'll make these connections to these ballast boxes here, here, and here, and then you'll need to find places to mount this wiring. In the Mercedes, there's tons of space behind the headlight bulb. I happen to use zip ties to zip tie on these mount spots around the car. And I will show you quickly what one of the headlights looked like completed. So in here is the Mishimoto ballast zip tied over here. You're going to want to put in a place they get warm. I can't say they get very hot, but they do get warm. You want to put it in a place that it gets a little bit of air as the car is moving. And then I just kind of zip tied some of the cords up here, and then all the wiring runs right behind the headlight. Hopefully that helped somebody else.